Hey guys, Dustin Medlin with Keller Williams Diamond Partners. I'm here with Susie Cheatham today with Bay Equity Home Loans. Hi Susie.
Hi.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Susie is here and she's going to answer some questions that we may all have about mortgages and maybe some do's and don'ts during the buying process, as well as some myths maybe that you're believing that are preventing you from getting a mortgage that just simply aren't true. So, Susie, what are some things that you that are some do's when it comes to buying a home and securing the mortgage and going through that process?
Yeah, some of the very common things that we remind our customers a lot is keep track of your information, your income statements, your tax statements, your bank statements, because we're going to need to document all of those things during the process. So having this readily available at all times is key to lessening your frustration during the process.
Sure. Okay.
Another thing would be we're going to keep track of your assets used for a down payment. So any gift funds that are received from a relative, corporation that you may work for, whatever it may be, those have to be properly documented. So we need to know about those so we can further advise how we document those correctly for the file.
Okay. And gift funds, you're meaning like when somebody gives you the money and you don't have to pay it back. It's
Correct.
not a loan or anything. They're just giving you the
Yes.
money to buy your house.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
What would some don'ts be? Like you've got the house under contract. What do you not do at that point?
Don't go to Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Yeah.
Don't buy a new car.
Right.
Those are very common things. We're buying a new house, we need a new refrigerator, we need a washer and dryer.
Right.
Opening new credit opens a new can of worms, could cause delays, and could ultimately lead to you not qualifying for that loan anymore.
Right.
So we ask that you not open any new credit or spend excessively on the credit that you have.
So stay away from buying all that new furniture for the house that you have not closed on yet.
Yes.
You can go look at it, but don't buy it yet.
Yes.
So I've heard some horror stories about things like that happening, and people not end up getting the house because
Yeah.
they actually did that. So
It's unfortunate.
and then maybe they just didn't know, and that would be real unfortunate if they didn't know.
We try to really coach our customers up front on the do's and don'ts so they don't run into issues like this later on down the road.
I do the same thing with my customers. I like to, we call it like future pacing. So,
Right.
I always try to tell you what's getting ready to happen next
Right.
before I hang up the phone.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
we do the same thing. And then lastly, what are some myths maybe that people don't or believe about mortgages or about their credit that maybe simply aren't true, that are preventing them from maybe acting?
Well, I think a lot of people were under the impression that if they've had a prior bankruptcy or credit issues in the past, that would automatically disqualify them from ever purchasing a home again.
Oh.
And that's actually not the case. There are waiting periods, but more people can buy again once they've reestablished their credit than you would think.
Right. And it probably depends on the certain types of bankruptcy,
Correct.
whether it's a bankruptcy or a foreclosure.
Correct.
And those are different time periods for each of those things, right?
Yes, and every loan program has their own waiting period as well.
Sure. So somebody could just simply pick up the phone and talk to you about their specific situation, right?
Yes.
And you could probably easily answer that
Correct.
for them so they knew exactly where they stood.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and I would encourage people that have been in that circumstance to do that. Even if you're not ready to buy right now, we can kind of coach you and give you the information to get that process ready when you're ready.
Right. And I feel the same way. I always tell people, whether they're going to sell or buy, contact me well before the
Yes.
process starts. Because, for instance, if you're going to sell your house, I can come over and say, well, fix this, don't fix that. If you need to, I've got a good contractor that can help you here, and make things simpler for you. Just like you can, maybe you need to pay off this credit card,
Correct.
but leave this one open because that's going to help your credit. And then, you know, you probably have resources, same as I do, people that need credit repair, you know, they can go resource or source those types of people to actually work on their credit and get maybe bad marks taken off of it so that they can get a better rate and have a better score in the end.
Yes, you know, there are a lot of situations where we see erroneous credit.
Yeah.
And if we've got the time to fix that ahead of time, that is beneficial for everyone involved.
Because those things affect your rate.
Yes.
I mean, so, you know, if you're talking about a 30-year mortgage, if you can spend 6 months to get that credit at a higher rate, you know, you save yourself maybe a quarter of a point or something like that. I mean, that's a lot of money over time. So that's good.
And we try to do that for our pre-approved customers. We try to let them know the things they can do in order to have an approved rate during the process.
Yeah.
There's just sometimes those items take longer than others.
Sure.
Or the customer doesn't have the funds readily available at that time, but could work on it later.
Sure.
So the sooner the better that we can advise.
Yeah, I agree too. I always tell my customers the same thing.
Yes,
So.
that's good advice.
Well, that's probably all the time we have today, folks. But I want to thank you, Susie, for being on our show today and kind of sharing that information with us. And if anybody has any mortgage questions at all, contact Susie. Let them know how to get a hold of you, Susie.
You can contact me at any time on my cell phone at 913-244-1344. Or you can email me at scheatham@bayeq.com, and it's scheatham@bayeq.com.
And I'll put some contact information in the posting as well. So thanks again, Susie.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
You too.
All right.